Hello and welcome to our vlog. I'm Ewan Calder and this is Northern Recycling Solutions.
4, 3, 2, 1!
Hello and welcome to episode 6. This time we've got a lot going on this episode, so I've actually needed a list to remind myself. We've been very busy with lorries. We've got one other national company bringing waste into our site, and it's kind of changed how we're working. So we're going to try and capture that on the time-lapse camera. We've had a health and safety audit. We pay some consultants to look after us, come in and do some spot checks, keep us right. Health and safety is a big thing in the waste industry. It's a very dangerous environment. So it's good to have a third party. We do a lot ourselves, but it's good to have a third party, just another fresh eye coming in. So they spotted a few things, and we're going to talk about the improvements we've made to address some of the issues they've raised. So we're going to be looking at the picking line, how that's working. We've been using the picking line a lot as the construction industry kicks off. We're April now, so the building projects are kind of coming into full force. Got a wee update on the insurance. We've reconfigured our Legio bays on site. It wasn't quite working for us, but that's the advantage of them. It's a bit of work, but it can be done quite quickly, so we've changed them around a wee bit. We'll talk about that. We've had a fuel thief. Very frustrating. Fuel's like black gold these days. It's so expensive. 2 yards. We've got a yard in Inverness and up in Alness. So we've had to change our security around the lorries, how we park them, where we park them, and so on. It's very frustrating. I mean, a tank of fuel, there's 200 pounds. In a tank of fuel, easy. Some of the bigger lorries it's more. We've had 3 or 4 lorries drained to the full, and there's no honour amongst thieves. I always thought, if you're going to steal somebody's fuel, at least leave them enough to get to the garage. But oh no, the tank is completely empty, and that's caused us quite a bit of hassle. And we're going to have a wee announcement at the end of this episode. I'm going to leave you hanging, but we've got a really special episode coming up next time. Quite excited about it. We'll give a wee announcement of that at the end. If you can hang on till the end of this episode, you'll find out what's coming up. So that's us for now. So this is one of the safety grids that we were talking about earlier. We've just had them fitted. We're going to have them painted in fluorescent yellow just to make them pop and kind of show that they're effective. The idea is, previously a person could have put their hand in there. There's a conveyor here. It's out of action at the moment, but there's moving parts in there, and external health and safety advisors didn't like that, and they wanted us just to make it a bit safer. So we're happy to do that. And there's the first one. There's about 5 or 6 of these throughout the line. We'll kind of show them as we progress through the line. Here's another one, and as you can just see in the back here, there's a moving axle from the gears. So it could be nasty if somebody got their hand stuck in there. Likewise, down here, just little small guards that just help cover off and make things safe. While we're here, this is the misting system working away. Got a lot of lumpy, dusty insulation and stuff like that coming through at the moment, so keeping the guys busy. Another one of the improvements we were talking about in the last episode were clearer signage for different areas being organised, part of that management training that we went through. And here's one of the results. So we've got signs on the walls for each of the different types of cable that we're wanting the guys to pick off. And the idea there is you're trying to sort it on the first touch. You don't want to have to. Previously we were just putting all the cable we'd gathered on keeping it quiet, Stevie. This is what I'm up against. Tea break, which is good timing. hopefully we'll catch them back in the line in 10 minutes or so. But anyway, previously we were putting all the cable in one pile, and then somebody was having to spend an afternoon going back through the cable. It's every time you touch it costs you money, so try and get it right first time. So now we've got nice clear signs: household cable, armour cable, cable for stripping, so higher in copper content, easy for us to recover. We've got pictures of each of the cable that we're looking for, so that the guys know, so anyone new gets into it quickly. And we've got some nice new signs in process for a proper cable sorting area that we're putting together, probably you'll see in the next episode. Also batteries. Fortunately, we're still getting a lot of batteries, and you know all about batteries, we don't like them coming through the waste. These are almost as bad, vapes and e-cigarettes. I mean, they've got a battery and a heater inside them. Not ideal, should be recycled separately, but you all know that. Further on, clean copper, clean brass, mixed copper and brass. These are the grades that our onward recyclers are looking for us to produce, so we're just trying to get it right the first time, as I said, into each of these containers, to save double handling. Another safety improvement we were asked to look at was that these doors, when you open them, they're access for maintenance to the wheels that support the trommel. It's nasty, heavy, fast-moving, dangerous equipment in there, and rightly so. The doors weren't lockable, so we've now fitted locks to each of these doors. There's another safety grille to prevent people touching moving equipment. There's a replication of the signage just in case, you know, on the line it's fast moving. You know, if you're on wood and there's a pile of wood coming past, you're not going to be able to pick up the cable or the other things. So it kind of falls on the guys in the second cabin to have another go at picking up some of these things that the guys in the first cabin have maybe missed. So basically we've duplicated all these cable and non-ferrous metal containers, so we've got a second catch at the cherry. This is the last grill we've had fitted, again just to stop people getting their hands in about the moving equipment. So you've caught us on a beautiful day today. It's actually April the 3rd, would you believe? Check the sunshine. Although -1 this morning and now 18 degrees, so it's still kind of got a wintry feel about it. It certainly makes the day a bit easier to get through and puts a spring in everyone's step. We talked earlier about some things we're going to cover, and one of them is the health and safety, in particular PPE on site. It was actually Katie that was wandering around the site a couple of weeks ago, and she realised that one of the guys was wearing this high-vis like this. Just that's the way it fell. It's an old dirty high-vis, it's probably 2-year-old. He's wearing a black top, and she quite rightly pointed out that, you know, there's a fair chance that nobody would see him in a machine, you know, or possibly miss him. You know, the whole point of high-vis is to be highly visible. We're in the process of upgrading all the PPE. That's about a £2,000 spend for the team. With that in mind, we've got some shots of the guys, one of them in their old PPE and somebody in their new PPE side by side. I'll leave it to you to see who you think is the most visible. So we're going to introduce you to another member of the team today. This is Sean, site supervisor. Sean, you want to tell us a wee bit about yourself?
So I'm Sean, I'm the site supervisor, so my day-to-day responsibilities is to look after the yard, so that make sure the yard's running smoothly and looking after the team. I've currently been with Northern Recycling Solutions for just over a year. This job's just opened me up to something completely different that I was not aware of, and absolutely love it. The team are great, good commitment from everyone. Seen so many changes in the past 12 months with the new sheds and all that have gone up.
So Sean, we're just trying to see what's going on site today. What's the guys up to?
So today we've got 2 machine operators. We've got Kieran on the Big Cat in Warehouse 2, and Louis will be on the telehandler. We've got 2 lorries coming in for wood and plasterboards. Other jobs that are going on site just now, the guys are getting rid of the last of the end caps. and then they'll be going up into warehouse 2 to support the machine operators clear the waste on the far side of the warehouse.
Oh yeah, very good. What about yourself?
For myself, I'll just be floating around the site, getting the last of the cable together. Hopefully we'll get some time to continue sorting through the plastic so we can get it into different grades.
And how about, see, we've reorganised the Legio block bays, or we've moved glass and moved metal, is that working?
Yeah, it seems to be working quite well. We obviously set that up middle of last year. We had the yard sort of set out one way, but over the last few weeks we've started to move things around to make it easier, because obviously we've sort of noticed things as we've gone along.
Yeah.
So that's a process we're just working on now. So if you go up towards the picking line just now, you'll see that we've got all the jazz together now, so it's all in one area. All the bales or end caps that have been baled, they're all in one block as well, so they're all organised and ready to go.
I see we've reorganised the scrap metal bays as well. How's that working?
Yeah, so that's working quite well. So what we've done is we've actually give the metal bays larger space, and we've now the mixed ferrous bay has got a bit more space, but it allows us to sort of work in a safe area. So when we're organising it, we can then quickly just move it to light ferrous and heavy ferrous.
Yeah.
So that seems to be working quite well. And then obviously we've got the alley and the stainless steel skips, which are to the side of it as well. So it actually flows quite nicely because it's all in the one area. So at a glance you can see, right, that's full, that needs to go. So that does seem to be working quite well for us. To be fair, that's only been in place, 2 weeks now, and it definitely looks a lot tidier from where it was before, because it's like it's all pushed in and it's got the bigger bays as well.
Great. And I noticed the alley and stainless are looking close to
full, yeah. So Kieran today will flatten them down just to see where we're at, and then once I can see what that is, I'll go and see Susan in the office, and hopefully we'll get that booked and taken away. A few more skips that'll probably fall. We'll probably get a household cable away this week. And we'll try and look at getting the motor skip away as well, because that's looking quite full as well, so we'll try and get them nice and empty.
So that's one of the things that we've got to keep an eye on all the time, is we've got as much waste coming out as going in. We're also, Sean was talking about dressing the skip. So there's a 40-yard skip, and I noticed that we'll maybe get a shot later on, but there's stainless steel rods sticking out this way and that way, and you can't go out on the road like that. So what we use is the grab, push that down, get it all neat and tidy, so there's nothing protruding from the skip, so we're safe to travel on the road. So yeah, excellent.
It's a busy day.
Thank you. I'll let you get back on. The advantage of these Legio block bays is you can change them quite quickly, and we're going to kind of look at the scrap metal shortly. We just thought we'd stop on this for a second. This is window screens, you can see, so cars getting the window screens, lorries getting the window screens changed. We've got this load come in. It can't go in with normal glass because there's plastic laminate through it. So it's just another example how the waste industry works. We need separate storage areas. We're going to have to send that off to a specialist. The nearest one, I believe, is in Glasgow, so what's that, 3-4 hours in the lorry. So we're going to build up a bulk to try and get a load. It's been collected on the customer premises in a small skip. We're hoping to get a few more loads of that. We'll get a lorry load and make it efficient, and we'll send it down the road. While we were looking at that, setting up the shot, Ailey and I were looking at the glass here. We've got a lovely pile on the surface, got a lovely pile of broken glass ready to go off to that company for specialist recycling, but this is still the issue. What are people thinking when they're using their bins? It's very frustrating. That's come in from a customer, chucked away their shoes, but that is the problem you get. It just messes up the process for recycling down the line. So we'll deal with them later. So that's us moving round to the inert bay. I don't want to sound like a grumpy old man, but this is the challenge we're facing. It's a challenge for all recyclers across the country. This is the inert pile. This would have been customers provided with a skip purely for inert, brick, tile, old sanitary ware, all that kind of stuff. And I don't know if you can move in here, but somebody's put a big canvas bag in it. Probably easy for them on the building site, but that means we've now got to go through this pile and pull it out, because we can't send it to the next processing stage like that. So that's what adds money, and that's what adds cost to the recycling process. Let's go and see scrap metal. Waiting for a pause in the noise. This is our new scrap metal area. So, you know, we've only just built these Lego blocks bays this time last year, but we realised very quickly on that round the side behind where camera is at the moment, that the volumes of scrap, it wasn't appropriate for the size of the bays we had. So we've got a lot more space around here. So we've taken glass out and moved it to the end. It's easier for the lorry to get in at as well. We also had a pile of inert in the middle here. We've again moved that. We're able to clear that quickly so we can do with a smaller stockpile. And then the last pile there was plastics, and we're starting to work our way through the plastics. So what we've got here is when scrap metal arrives on site, it's tipped in this middle bay. It's going to be mixed scrap. And there's two grades. We get lightweight and then heavyweight, and we get better money for the heavy scrap. And then they're also picking out the non-ferrous materials. So if we can look over here, we're talking a bit earlier about the skip. We're going to need to prepare it, but on the left-hand side there's all the alloys and aluminiums. We send that away as a mixed grade. And then we've got stainless steel. So these pipes sticking out the back at the second skip are stainless steel. And as you can see, we're still in the process of tidying up this plastic. It was moved out of the way just so we could get, you know, it's a busy working site, so we've had to push stuff to the side to create space before we can tidy up. So we're kind of working on top of ourselves a wee bit, but it's well underway to being solved. Yeah, so heavy scrap, mixed scrap arriving, and then light scrap. Oh, and I forgot, there's one thing, look. I'm not going to go on this because I'll end up cracking my head, but it's amazing all the things you get in every day, and here's just one thing that caught our eye today. Anyone wants a shot, give us a shout. So you remember the last episode, we were talking about this baler and how we were refurbishing it and repurposing it. Well, we've now got a nice new hopper made locally by Colin McChristie Sheet Metalwork. He's just down the road from us, great guy. This has just been put in place last week, and the guys have had a first paint job. It's needing another coat, so good job, pleased with that. And we're actually putting it in use. Stevie, you got a minute? This is Stevie, one of our long-suffering employees.
Long-suffering employees, as they say. We're putting these end caps into that forklift bucket and putting them into this machine, and it bails it into a big square bale.
Oh, very good.
And then once it gets to a certain size, we actually tie it.
Aye.
And then the disposal, I don't know where it goes, but we
send it off for recycling.
Send it off for recycling, wherever it goes.
Perfect. How's the new hopper working?
It's working okay. Aye. It's better than what it was before because we were on one hand it from the floor.
Aye.
Into it, but now do it with a
forklift. You can do it with a forklift.
And it's 5 times a lot easier.
Perfect.
A lot easier than what it was before.
I think we want to see the proof in the pudding. You guys gonna
we'll
get on and
we'll
start?
No problem.
Thank you very much. So while we watch the guys make this bale and updating the insurance as promised, finally got a payment from them this week, which is a real boost. That'll allow us to get some more repairs done on the building. This is what's called a manual wire tie baler. It served us very well. As mentioned, it's, 12, 13 years old now. What happens is you wire it in advance before you start to do the bale. It was kept in place by these pins at the end here. So the wires are going right through the back there, round the outside, and they've been sitting there while we've made a bale. And then now we've got two men, one feeding it through to the other. Stevie's passing it through. The wire's got a pre-loop in one end. So you see how he's trying to tighten it as much as he can. And then what we're going to do is we'll twist the wires and tie another loop at our end, and then he'll cut the excess off. Plenty twist, Stevie, because you're on camera now. You hear him grumbling there. We've got 4 of these to do. And in theory, hopefully, that's going to hold the bale together. As we talked about before, plastic bales got a lot of strength in them, a lot of spring. So you'll notice also that the guys have got 2 wires in every single bay. Normally, like if that was paper or cardboard, it'd be a single wire in each line. So there's 4 lines. So you can either have 4 wires or 8 wires. So the proof is always in the pudding. If you've wired it up correctly and tied a really good knot in the wires, the bale will hold. Stevie's one of my favourite members of the team because every Christmas he brings me a bottle of whiskey, which is lovely. Thank you, Stevie. I can't be that bad a boss, eh? So you can see why we invested in the big baler inside. This is a slow manual process, served us very well, and it's still great at certain jobs. Now we've manually tied everything. We've got to back up. The alarm's going to continue until the process is finished, but basically we had to open the door manually there, and now the bale's getting ejected. Beautiful. Good job, gentlemen, thank you. Caught another busy lorry driver for a 2-minute chat. He's been covering a lot of the country, doing a lot of miles. So where have you been recently?
Been to Plockton. Where's that other place?
Lochinver.
Yeah, Lochinver.
Where are you off to today?
No,
Sleep in Skye.
Somewhere in Skye.
So each of these are kind of 2-3 hours one way and then backwards. You know, and this is the thing, there's not a lot of waste companies covering the Highlands, so we have to put the miles in, go over to the west coast and get back. So it's interesting. Jamie's got some drone footage I think we're going to share with you from the Lochinver job. And
there's no food or toilets or any exciting stuff like that. So you've got to plan well, and I don't like sandwiches, so I'm stuck. I just got to starve to death until I get back.
The woes of lorry drivers. And how many hours are you doing?
What, today?
Or just in general?
Oh, right, I don't know. 10 hours usually?
10-hour days.
Yeah, including a break though, but...
So it's long days, but he loves it. And here is that drone footage coming up. What you're seeing here is Ardrech Castle on Loch Assynt. This is the road to Lochinver. Beautiful sight. A few of the perks from being a lorry driver in the Highlands. We've got a couple of extra guests today in the office. This is Malky, Katie's dog, a Samoid, and he's a beaut. He loves this spot because it's the cold of the tiles, being all this fluffy and furry, designed for winter weather. I think this is his favourite spot, and he's the most lovely, soft, friendly dog, aren't you, mate? Oh. Every so often he'll come over and ask for a wee hug, and he gives you a prod with his nose and wants a wee bit of attention, then he'll return to this favourite spot. That's us for another episode. Thank you for watching. If you would, it'd be great if you'd subscribe. We're trying to grow the channel. It keeps us motivated, lets us know you're interested. That'd be great. At the start of the episode, I alluded to a wee bit of an exciting announcement. We're really looking forward to this. The next episode, we're going on an away trip. An outing. We're off to White and Mackay Whisky Distillers, a huge site, 100 acres. I'm not sure if we invited them or they invited us, but we've agreed to cover that site, talk about the waste and what we do for them there. We're going to meet the top man, Shane Healy, and Rachel Clark, who's head of environmental, and we're going to tell us why they've been working with Northern Recycling, what their own goals are, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So look out for that coming up soon. Thank you.